What up? What up? What up? What's happening? What is happening? Put a 1 in the comment if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the comment if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in if y'all can hear your boy. Listen. Listen. All right, check in. We got to check in. So let's see who in here. Thank y'all for your patience. Y'all know today is Sunday. I'm in church. I had a whole meeting after church. But we in here. Listen, do me a favor, share this stream. This is a stream y'all don't want to miss. I promise y'all don't want to miss this. So check in. Let's see who we got. So let's see who we got in here. We going to the chat. S. Walden, welcome. Suzette Johnson, welcome. Look on Vaughn's Voice Views. That's my auntie Vaughn. So she does Kountry Wayne reviews as well. And last night she did a live stream. I was on there, and Suzette Johnson was on there. Let's see. Perfect Me 86, Takita Williams, Nikki E, E Wallace, C Pink, welcome. Officially Marty, welcome. Kevin George, welcome. Angela Atkins, welcome. Auntie Vaughn, she on here. Welcome. Paula Young, Adina Collins, Izzy, one of my day ones. Faye Williams, Dr. Emily, let me say this right. Akivado, I think I said it right. Renee Williams, Latoya Davis, Barbara Hinton. Listen, first of all, I don't think this party was worth $15,000. I really don't. Like, this party was not worth $15,000 for me, in my opinion. Y'all think that party was worth $15,000? And by the way, so I did a lot of my reviews. I was trying to do them. That's why I was kind of running late, because I was trying to do my reviews. So I posted, I think, like a good 2 or 3 of them. And so when we get off this live stream, I'm going to post some more of my reviews from the party, so y'all can see what my reaction was in real time when I saw the video. But the ones that I did get a chance to see, who got on y'all nerves more, Angelina or Shayla? Because Shayla really the puppet. And this is my opinion. Shayla is really the puppet, but Angelina is the one who be orchestrating all of the chaos. You know, but let me know who got on y'all nerves the most. Juju New said Woody, both of them, Angelina. Angelina. Hey, do me a favor, because we going on the I Can't Stand Angelina campaign. So put in the comment section, I can't stand Angelina. Hashtag I can't stand Angelina, because she be getting on my nerves. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Angelina is what happened? What happened? What somebody said? What happened to something? Let me see. What happened to your party outfit, Brother D? Me say that. Okay, so listen. So, if you know anything about production, I'm giving y'all a little behind the scenes work. You know. So I had planned all of that out. I had actually recorded that video yesterday with me wearing the whole outfit. Listen, that's what I want to know. Well, so first of all, put a 10 in the comment if y'all like my outfit and y'all like Kai's gifts that I got. Put a 10 in the comment section. Put a 10 in there. Oh, so like I was saying though, so I recorded that yesterday. I recorded yesterday the video of me. That was my son recording me, and then I recorded opening up the gifts. I thought it was gonna be funny. If you ain't think it was funny, that sounds like a personal problem, but that was funny to me. The gifts, the batteries, the little horn thing. My favorite part of the gifts was, here's a gift for your mother. It's a clue because she ain't got one. I can't stand Pat. You talking about Patty? Cousin Patty? Who said that? Somebody said I can't stand Pat. Elysia Washington, you said I can't stand Patty. You talking about Patty? If you talking about Patty, well, what did Patty do? Because I think Patty was, I guess, trying to keep the peace. I guess trying to keep it cool, calm, and collective. Let's see. Deontay, where's the wife? We need her here too. The wife is with the kids. She might be ninja watching. But she's actually helping to orchestrate some things in terms of my live stream, the behind the scenes stuff. Uh, so Denise Shelton said, I guess her favorite part was the big back universal remote. Yeah, the remote is funny because Kai, he every time we turn around, he liked the whole remote controls and batteries. And that's just one thing I noticed. Like my nephew just love batteries. He love remote controls. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't care about Woody. He don't care about Toy Story. He like remote controls. Let's see. Rhonda Johnson. What's happening, girl? One of my Karaites. She said she gave the gifts a 10. The gifts had me screaming. Listen, I was reading the comment and I was getting a kick out of y'all's comments with the remote control. Oh wait, this is the comment right here. Let me see. Mrs. Curl has been on it with her skit perspectives. Thanks for sharing. So let me tell you. All right, so I've been trying to figure out how to incorporate my wife in these sessions. I've been trying because she has a lot to offer. She has a lot to say, and my wife is a bit of a counselor by trade. Like she does post-secondary college career, and she's a great counselor. Like I don't do a lot of things unless I run it by her first. Anthony Dalton need to take some lessons. But if I need to hash something out or to plan something, she's great at hashing it out. And so, my wife is awesome. And I think that, thank you. Juju New, thank you for the super chat. The remote is the new Samsung 7 Fold. Thank you, Juju New. So I always feel like my wife has something powerful to say. And so when I did that first video with her, I was trying to figure out how to incorporate her in her own unique way that would show you all like just the kind of person that I lay with day after day. Like she's an awesome woman who has a lot of wisdom, and she can add a lot of value to the wifely perspective of the skits. And that would kind of go along with what I have to say in my commentary. And so I think y'all gonna see more of my wife in that capacity where I may ask her questions. Because my wife don't watch the skits like that. Like she only knows what's going on based upon when I tell her. So she doesn't watch the skit. Like she's not subscribed. And so I think the way that I've been doing it, that's how it's probably gonna stick with her coming out the house genuinely before she goes somewhere, asking her random questions about hypotheticals. Wait a minute. She said, who said this? Sheila. Where did it go? Y'all comment so fast. I'm trying to keep up with it. Your wife is a beautiful woman of God. Yes, she is. We love your wife too. Beautiful and smart. Yes. Your wife gives her opinion as if she was created. Indeed, a woman's perspective. Yes. Whose kids was at the... That's what I want to know. Where they get these kids from? Somebody answer that. Where they get these kids from? Because I don't understand. Like, remember Martin, the episode on Martin with renting spoons? Did they rent a kid? Did they go to rent a center to rent some kids? Like, I don't understand. I really want to understand where they get these kids from. Let's see, who is it? Somebody gave a super chat. I'm trying to see who gave a super chat here. How do I put this up here? Okay. Let's Antoinette Burkhead. This is one of the Carolites. Thank you for the super chat. For y'all who giving super chats, thank you very much. Y'all get preferential treatment in the comment section, and I'll post your comments. Sonny cousin gonna tell Shayla Sonny pregnant. Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't get a chance to get to that. So I saw the caption that Woody gives Shayla his number. I forgot. That's Shayla's cousin. So it's about to be mess. It's about to be messy, y'all. It's about to be messy. So he might be the one to tell. I ain't think about that. He might be the one to tell Shayla that Sonny pregnant by Mike. Yeah, I didn't think about that. 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 Let's see. That's Sonny cousin. Yeah, I forgot about that. Um, that party was a whole mess. I think the part that gets me is that party wasn't worth $15,000. Like if you're going, okay, so let's think logically here. $15,000, Shayla. Wouldn't you want to set your son up for success? Like, wouldn't you want your son to have a college fund, put it in a trust, like something that's going to benefit him in the long run, rather than just splurging it out within a 24-hour period? Like it just don't make sense to me. And I think Anthony is so used to splurging and throwing money at women. Hence, remember a couple years ago when it was him and Zach, he was frequenting the strip clubs. And so he still has that mentality. And I think, in my humble opinion, Anthony still functions as a single man. He still functions like an unmarried man in many ways. But as my wife said, if y'all look at my wife's commentary, the last video she did, she said that Anthony likes the benefits of being married to Amber, but he doesn't like the responsibility that comes with being married to Amber. And so part of that responsibility is making sure you run certain stuff by your wife. Like, I'm still curious if Amber even knows how much this party costs. Like, I don't think she knows how much it costs. I know she knows that they paid for it. I mean, that's clear based upon, the commentary and the conversation. But I don't think she knows how much. How much. Suzette Johnson, thank you for the super chat, the donation, the super chat donation. Then let's see. I know we've been talking so much. I just want to make sure. So how much y'all think she should have spent on this party? Because I don't know. I know I said $15,000. I think earlier I seen somebody say $1,500. That party it was only like 3 tables in a big old space, unused space. Look, Anthony didn't help Amber buy her house, but gave Shayla $15,000 for a child's party. Yes, ain't that diabolical? That's diabolical. Let's see. Thank you, Erica Houston, for the super chat. Angelina had all the smoke towards Amber, but left Brodie alone. Yeah, she only said something to Brodie one time, but I mean, we seen a bunch of skits with her talking to Amber, talking to Coca, y'all see how Patty and Zashy was holding her back. I was like, Angelina, don't show off because they holding you back by your little arms like this. Okay, Coca gonna mess around and pull. Like, I didn't know if you was a cowgirl or Pocahontas. The bottom part said Pocahontas. The top said cowgirl. Pam Scott. So I take it you from DC, Pam, Southeast in the house. So you only got to be from DC to know Southeast. Yes, my family came out of Southeast. I'm born and raised in Southeast, 33rd Street. Emma Shorty, $1,500. You think Aunt Vaughn from Vaughn's Voice Views, $1,000. Okay, Bobby Renee said $1,500. I think that party probably cost all of $1,500. If we just looking at it, if we just saying how much we'll be looking at, it might have cost $1,500. It might have, taking into account the food, the decorations, table, decor, all that stuff. Yo-Yo said $500. Jarena Brown said $500. Shayla kept that money. I don't know. They didn't have service there. Everybody probably was going to get their own plate. Pamela Oliver said Shayla kept that money. I don't know. because the party planner said it was 15,000. So they're gonna want the other half when they get there. Like I don't think she pocketed the money. I do think she gonna try to pimp the man out of some more money. Okay, so Rhonda Johnson said catering is expensive, so 5K if they feed folks. Yeah, because sometimes when you get catering, you got to pay for the service too. I think the venue was probably $10,000. You think so? I didn't see any food there. I'm trying to get y'all comments up, but y'all moving so fast. Rent. Oh, somebody said rent some kids. Shayla. Okay, let me see this. Shayla's. This is from Defend Bay. I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't like butchering people's names because people butcher my name all the time. Because my name is actually Deontay and not Dante. So Shayla wants us to think she got a bag, broke, pitiful, and bitter. That's the sum of Shady Shayla. 200 to 300 was what she could have spent. Where was the lamb? The lamb. I'm assuming you're trying to say lamb chops. Yeah, I ain't see no food. I ain't see no food. Oh my goodness! And where was the parents at for all the new kids they just stole from McDonald's or the playpen? They don't went to Chuck E. Cheese and went and got a bunch of kids from Chuck E. Cheese. Their parents right now looking for them right now. Their parents looking for them right now. Like, it don't make no sense. Anthony even said the party wasn't worth it. Yeah, I caught that. Where'd that comment go? Kim Dixon said Anthony even said the party wasn't worth 15,000. Yeah, I did hear him say that. And I was glad that he actually kind of stood up to her a little bit at the party. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Anthony did enough when he stood up to Shayla at the party? Y'all think he did enough? Or could he have done more? Could he have said more? But you don't want to, I think you don't want to draw too much attention, to drama at a kid's birthday party. I don't think I wouldn't have made it about me. My girl Riri. No, he did not. I can't stand Anthony. Juju New said he could have said more. Let me see. I saw some super chats and I'm trying to get them up here. Riri, thank you for the super chat, darling. So let me see. Oh, you know what? I think I can do it this way. Dana Williams, thank you for the super chat. MLW, thank you for the super chat. Esther Ruth, thank you for the super chat. We pray God deliver. Dora Callahan, thank you for the super chat. Listen, when y'all send the super chats, y'all can send them in with a comment, and that gets preferential treatment out here at Deontay's Reviews. Okay, that's my way of saying thank you. And listen, I want to do a contest too. It's coming up soon because I want to be able to show all of my supporters, tell you all thank you for all of your your love and your support, and for just hanging in here with me, because like I said, I could have never envisioned this channel being what it is, and I can't thank y'all enough, man, because y'all are so kind. I don't honestly, let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of y'all laugh when I do my reviews. I don't think I'm that funny, to be honest. I really don't. This is just my personality. I know some of y'all be like, yo, it ain't a dull moment in your house. It really, my kids are funny. My oldest son in particular, he is hilarious. If y'all seen some of his skits, my son, he's named after me, DJ. Shout out to all my kids, all 55 of them. I got about 50 kids. All right, so I want to get to this super chat. And thank you for the super chat that I just showed Dora Callahan. Miss Lewis, she said Clayface, wow, Clayface and her mama crazy and Sonny ain't no good. Just wait till her mama find out about the new man. Woody will push Clayface on him. You know what? Okay, so here's my theory. I haven't seen that skit yet, and I'm gonna do that review, and y'all gonna get it sometime tonight. So here's my theory. I've said this before in the review. I've said that now if Anthony sees that somebody else is trying to talk to Shayla, or Shayla ain't stunting him no more because she's interested in somebody else, I firmly believe it's going to throw him off as it relates to Amber, because Anthony is territorial, and Anthony don't like when his women are occupied by somebody else or focusing on somebody else. He likes to feel needed. He likes attention. Let's see, Jarena Brown, $1,000 per person is ridiculous for a 1-year-old party. First of all, my first birthday party wasn't even like that, and I got the pictures from it. I mean, we had the little Barney plush toy. My grandfather was holding up the little pinata with the stick, and we was hitting that thing. Like it wasn't even all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was just family. Like we wasn't even doing all of that. I don't even know. Maybe this is how rich folk had birthday parties. I don't know. PR. Oh, listen, I did notice that PR was nightly quiet when Amber showed up. She was fairly quiet. Most of the reviews I seen, she really didn't say nothing. She didn't get up from the seat. She didn't use the bathroom. She didn't refill her cup with Hennessy, with VSOP, with Stella Rose Black. She ain't with vodka. She ain't refill it. She just sat there. She just sat there. Anthony needs to ask for a refund. That party sucked. I am weak. Y'all gotta be weak out here. All right. So wait, let me get to my super chats. Miss Sade 2010 Brown said that party planner made out like a bandit. Now, who do y'all think is worse, the party planner or Candace? Because they gave Candace a lot of flack for that gender reveal. So who do y'all really think was worse? And let me tell y'all something. While I'm thinking about it, Angelina got on my nerves in this skit. Put in the comment, I can't stand Angelina. And I'm only saying it again because I just thought about it all over again. How she was in Coca Face. I'm saying it again because how she was in Amber Face. I'm saying it again because she really got on my nerves. Like, it was just diabolical to me. Y'all already know how I feel about Angelina. I don't like her. I really don't like her. Wait a minute. I know you lying. I know Carolites. I know you lying. 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 I know you lying.
No, I'm not, sir. No, I
I know
am
you
not.
lying.
No, I'm not.
Listen.
I knew you was gonna be lit with your people. So I was trying to get myself some pizza, and I had to stop in. I saw you was live. I'm like, now wait a minute, my phone went off.
Yeah,
Hey,
your phone went off. Your phone went off. Let me tell you something. First of
tell me
all,
something.
I got a bone to pick with y'all because I ain't get my invite to the party.
Oh
Okay?
man, must have
I
missed you in the mail.
huh?
I said it must have missed you in the mail.
Then you need to put your glasses on so you can make sure you got my address so I can get an invite to the party. I don't mind driving. You understand? And first of all, that's my nephew. Okay, and I'm gonna send his batteries down there, and I'm gonna send his remote control down there. Okay, because them little Samsung batteries y'all got, it's not working for nephew. It's not working.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's not working.
Woo. The Carolites are on fire today, huh?
Yeah, put in the comment. I can't stand Angelina. I can't stand her. I can't stand Angelina. Y'all, Angelina Cortez is in the building.
Woo,
How
woo.
are you?
I am very well. Listen, I knew it was going to be going down in them comments. And I said, I know I had to go work out because I got to film tomorrow. But I was like, I'm not going to miss it. So here I am. I had to take a nap in the car because them people are crazy at the bar, right? And I was like, I'm going to grab myself a slice of pizza. And then I said, what? My phone went off.
And my phone went off. And when your phone went off, it was Deontay going live.
Yes. And I had to pop on.
Listen,
Man.
so listen, y'all, Angelina is here. Okay. First of all, we had the party of all parties today.
That we did.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that party was worth $15,000?
Mm-hmm. The lamb chops were delicious.
Oh my Lord. Ain't no lamb chop that costs $15,000. Listen.
I had at least 6 of them.
Hey, listen. So
What they
so
over there
here's
starting trouble on?
I know. So listen. So I got a question for you though. I got a question for you. So why don't people like Ned? Let me be clear for y'all. Okay, these are skits. We know these are skits.
Mm-hmm.
In YouTube land, we call it Skit Lanta. Okay, because it's based
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta. So why it as somebody that plays Angelina, the character Angelina, why don't you think people like Angelina?
You know, to be honest, I think Angelina's really spicy, right? So she gonna stand on whatever she believes. If she say she down, like for real, we all need an Angelina in our life. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, she gonna ride with you, and she gonna say what need to be said. And yeah, she has an attitude, and I think some people may not be accustomed to that. They want to have somebody to blame. So apparently, it's Angelina's fault that Shayla got pregnant by by Anthony before Angelina and Brodie even showed up to Atlanta. So they're gonna blame somebody, and guess what? Angelina is built for that. So she built for it tough.
Yeah, that's the one thing. So I think that's one of the misconceptions that some people have is that Shayla plotted this before Angelina and Brodie even came onto the scene. But
Mm-hmm.
I will say though that when Angelina found out that she was pregnant by a married man, she did initially check Shayla. That's what I recall. There was some tears in
Absolutely.
the kitchen, and there was some redirection. But I don't know what happened. Like I don't. I think you didn't. I think Angelina didn't go to Bible study one Wednesday or something because she just turned. Like it just was weird. It was throwing me off. Like I didn't understand it.
Well, let me just bring this to your attention. And for those who have seen every single skit, if they didn't miss it, Angelina had an opportunity to talk with Patty about what happened with her dad in Puerto Rico, and
Mm.
how Angelina really is a byproduct of um of an affair as well. So on one side, Angelina was telling Patty that what I'm saying, I, I'm gonna my mom was poor, my dad had money, but dad was across town and never checked for us. So
Mm.
that's her lived experience as a child. So I think when she started dealing with Anthony, she was just giving him the business, like, no, you gonna take care of Kai regardless, and you gonna give Shayla the money, whether you come or whether you go. And then I think um there was also a skit where Angelina and Anthony were outside of Angelina's house talking about, Angelina was like, do you love my daughter? Because Angelina started to see that Anthony was very, very gentle and very caring about Shayla. So, Angelina is older than both of them. So, when you have a more mature woman that can kind of read between the lines, there's something other than sex that happened between these two. So the mother was just, really kind of picking up on that and asked him, do you love my daughter? And then, they started exploring that. And so the mom was like, yeah, you know what? Don't even worry about that 10. You know what I mean? Like, don't even worry about it. Because she realized it was more for him than just laying down with Shayla, right? They had progressed to that. So the interesting part is a lot of people just want to see what they and believe what they want to believe. But Angelina was stood 10 toes down for her daughter, right, wrong, or indifferent, because that's her daughter. Why would she turn her back on her?
I mean, I think so. If we step back and look at that in real life, how many parents today even defend their kids even when they're wrong? Like your child could be dead wrong, but you're gonna stand with them. Now, my mama a little different. My mom always said, "Listen, I know what you're gonna do when you in my presence, but I can't say what you ain't gonna do when you ain't in my presence." Like my mother just been always been that kind of mother. She's always said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, if you wrong, you wrong. I ain't gonna sit there and call to you if you wrong. I think that's what frustrates people about Angelina and Shayla's mother-daughter dynamic is she coddles her a lot. Do you think Angelina coddles Shayla a lot too much? It's one thing to give love and support, but it's
Mm-hmm.
another thing to coddle and make you feel like what you're doing is right.
Well, I think what happens is there's an entire backstory, right? So as everybody's just seeing 3 and 4 minutes of of the current life, right? Mama has been there since conception, through birth, through her adolescence, right? Through her teenage years, she's been there to see what her emotional struggles are. Because each child is like some people have said, you know, um, well, at least I've been asked this in different interviews. Well, is Ashley so different? Listen, in every household, you can have a preacher and a crackhead, right? With the same parents. So I think it's just life. Now, mama, she recognizes that Shayla is the type of young lady who really loves hard, right? She leads with her heart. And Zachary is more like, I'm gonna go get this bread. I'm about my career, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think mom, just because I recognize that there's a whole backstory, and we can't say that we don't. Sometimes we can love our children to a fault, and that may be Angelina's kryptonite, right? Is being there for her children and her family, even to her own detriment, because she's stuck with Brodie the whole time when his behind was running the streets. So she's kind of sacrificed herself, and I think at some point there comes a breaking point.
You know what? I would love to see the backstory more about Angelina and Brodie and how they came to be that. Like, take us back because here's the thing that we don't see sometimes is we see the smoke, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And my wife said it earlier. We was in a meeting in church earlier. She said smoke can be in another room, but the fire that started somewhere else. So even when it come to Brodie, even when it came to Brodie and Shayla, like Brodie and Angelina, it's like, where is the fire in all of this? Because we kind of got hints. We got hints about New Orleans. Then Angelina said something about the $5 million. I don't know if you seen that my review. I was like, I need some gas money. You talking about some $5 million? Yeah,
they built businesses together, right?
Yeah.
They've been together for a very long time, and when you have, I think, just by virtue of Angelina's youth and how she grew up without a father, many people who can do that can go one or two ways, or a few different ways. One is they become overachievers, or two, they just kind of continue with that same generational curse, right, of doing very little. And Angelina clearly is an overachiever. She's built Pets to Go. You know what I mean? She helped her husband with closing deals, writing business plans, making it happen, holding the kids down. You know what I mean? While he's traveling or whatever. So she's been in pocket and giving of herself all these years. And then what you see is that when they got their first lick, you know how that is when you as a married couple been working, and then you finally get it. Then he bought her the ring. So then you see that there were wonderful times. There's peaks and valleys. But if he's going to continue as a married man who says, "Yeah, I love the Lord," but there's no evidence of that in the changing of his personality and how he honors his marriage, some people are like, "Oh yeah, go and get you another side chick," but what do they believe? Because it's the same thing. We kind of see Angelina as an Amber, right? As an older Amber who stuck it out with Anthony, right? And we see Brodie kind of as that 2.0 of Anthony, but it's just different generations. So we're seeing those same cycles.
Yeah. So listen, this comment, Miss T, Virginia Beach. Now we got a campaign going. We can't stand Angelina, and when we talking about Angelina, we can't stand the character Angelina. Everybody know I can't stand Angelina. It's not a secret. So here's what I want to ask you, because you play this role too well.
Okay.
You play this role too well. Now, how do you handle with? I'm pretty sure because the Kountry Wayne skit universe, everybody watches it for the most part all over the country, like people in Jamaica,
all over the
Africa,
world,
all over the world watch. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And so, how do you deal with people who come at you? I don't know. Has anybody ever approached you on the street where you had to check them in real time? Like, what is that like for you?
Not at all. You know what I normally get is, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, this is the grocery store. Like, I'm gonna need groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get hungry. See that? I eat too, right? So, I've never encountered that. I think because one, I love the Lord, and I'm grateful for the gifts that He's given me. Acting is one of those things, and I think I shared with you before how I even got called for this opportunity, and it is because we can, in my own family, in my own Cortez lineage, I've had a grandmother who perpetuated, you know, keeping stuff going between cousins and family members. So I grew up with that, and I saw it and I lived through it, but I chose not to be that. So I pull on a lot of things that I saw as a young girl that I rejected. I was like, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't get you anywhere. You know what I mean? So I think and also the Holy Spirit is a great teacher, because I'm like, how we, even with the prayer session, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, he's like, you going to pray and just you. And that was amazing all in itself. because I believe that skit got to really, I think, 1 million views. Last time I saw it was in the 900,000s, but I hadn't gone back and seen it since. But I was just like, how amazing is it that, you know, Jesus is popping, that we get to show the real ups and downs of real life. If people want to see roses and candy and unicorns, that is not how you walk with the Lord. There's going to be troubles down here. But and also when you repent, it doesn't happen just like this. Come on now. How many times we said we was going to start working out or stop eating candy or stop doing this and that, and it take us 5, 6 years, 10 years. Some people still talking about it. So that's really kind of where I pull it from. I pull it from real life family turmoil from, when I grew up and things that I saw.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. When I saw that skit with Angelina praying, I was thinking about that Yolanda Adams song, Alone in the Room.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was listen, people are putting in here that you are a phenomenal actress. You are great at
Bless the Lord.
making people hate the character Angelina, and I want to make sure I differentiate that, because as y'all can see, the Angelina in Skitland is a different Angelina in real life. So let me ask you this: is there any similarity between Skit Angelina and real life Angelina, or is it two totally different people?
No, there's definitely some me in there. So the way that I love on Shayla, like we have great on camera chemistry, like just chemistry, period. Like when I met her, I really saw her. I just replaced her with my daughter. You know what I mean? When I was in the kitchen and she was telling me that, and so that emotion of crying and being hurt for my daughter just came through, and it showed up in the performance. But I love my children. I love them, and I love pets, right? So I'm a person who, when I love very deeply, and I try to help people as much as I can, even sometimes to my own detriment. And I think that's probably the main thing that Angelina Brodie and Angelina Cortez share, is that they it may not come across the way people like it to, but I think ultimately she really does love and care for her family to the best of her ability.
So let me ask you this: how did you begin your journey in the skits with Kountry Wayne? Like, did you know about Kountry Wayne before you got in Skitland, or how did it happen? What was your genesis?
I had been through a very tumultuous 7 years. I was overweight. I had high cholesterol. My landlord stole $750,000 worth of my property. I had to have him locked up. I had to investigate him. I had to write the police report. I had to do it. It was like so much going on in my life. And so I got a call one night while I was sleeping in my office. I was like, Lord, I'm gonna stand here and write down everything that you tell me so that you can tell me what's next. I promise you. After that, I said, so what you want me to do about acting? Because I was just going through my inventory of skills and gifts, right? Because he says, that we're to check in with him about those things. I said, what you want me to do about acting? Anything? Okay, you'll let me know. 2 nights later, I'm still sleeping in the office, and I get a text message from Dwayne Boyd. You know D. Boyd from the Skits.
Yeah.
We were in acting classes together years ago, like 2002. And so he does my headshot photos and things like that. He's an amazing photographer. Also ex-Army, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, send me your reel and your headshot. They're looking for a Spanish mom. So I sent it. I didn't think anything of it. And then 2 or 3 days later, I guess they were like, yo, we want you. So I'm thinking it's just a one-time thing, because I don't watch the skits. I don't know nothing about them. Like, I'm too busy living life and going through my own issues, right? And then from there, I came on. That was for the gender reveal. And then I guess that was Wayne's plan, was to build out a family for Shayla and kind of show and grow that dynamic.
Speaking of family for Shayla, listen, y'all gotta be careful what you saying, because Marcus Willis said Brodie is a bigger simp than Anthony, and I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, y'all better watch what you saying, because you don't know who's gonna pop in here. And Deontay's look what we got.
It's a family affair.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what y'all got going on.
Look here. Listen, you always want to make sure you pop in Deontay's review, because you don't know who's gonna pop up in here. Listen, Brodie.
What's happening?
First of all, welcome. Doggone it, welcome on this good Sunday. Welcome, Brodie. Thank you for
Yeah, man.
coming on in here. Just ninja watching, ninja chatting, all of this stuff. So let me ask you. Look, you got some love in the comments. Wait a minute, Brodie. Wait a minute. Angelina might get jealous. You know, he already was paying. Wait a minute. Oh my God, it's Brodie. Oh my gosh, it's Brodie. Oh my gosh. They said they giving you love, Brodie. They said, look, we are proud for you for leaving that diabolical Angelina character. You are more stronger than Ant. Listen, so Brodie, first of all, how did you find yourself into the Kountry Wayne universe? We was talking with Angelina. How did you find yourself in Skit Land?
Yeah, I'm similar to Angelina. Dwayne Boyd, I used to take acting classes with him. He hit me up one day and asked me if I wanted to be a father in a skit. And I was like, yeah. So I was thinking it was like a one-time thing. I was like, yeah, I'll go do it, you know. And so we showed up for the gender reveal, and I was sitting around waiting. And I ain't even really understand like it was Kountry Wayne. I was just like, I'm just here to be a daddy. You know what I mean? I was shooting a movie the following week. I had to go to West Virginia to shoot a movie where I'm in prison, so I had to look rough for that movie. So when people see me in the very beginning, my hair is long and it's just kind of crazy because I couldn't cut it, right? Because I had to go that following week to shoot a movie. And so I was there and I was just like, okay, well, I'll be in and I'll be the daddy and do what I got to do. So then when I get there, Angelina's there, and I knew her from some other projects that we had done together, right? And I was like, oh, they got you here. She's like, yeah, I'm playing the mother. And I was like, oh, you my wife. You know what I mean? Finally, I get you.
Yes.
So let me.
And
Go ahead.
yeah. So that's how it happened. And then Wayne came in later, and I was like, oh, so this who we doing it for? You know what I mean? And after that, he was like, "Can y'all come back again?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And then he was like, and I asked him, "How long are you gonna need me?" And he was like, "Well, forever." And I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Praise God.
you Shayla's father, so you here now." So,
Did you
okay.
did both of y'all think that the story, I guess your role in the Kountry Wayne skits would be what it is today, or did y'all think it was going to be like a couple skits and then y'all would be?
Yeah, I thought it was just like a couple skits and then we'd be gone out. No, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't really understand the magnitude of it when I got involved. You know, as actors, we always looking for the next TV show, that next movie that we're gonna break out and people will recognize us and we'll get more work and that type stuff. And so I didn't look at Skitland like that. You know what I mean? I just thought, oh, this is something fun to do, go do this and keep it moving because we're actors, so we enjoy doing what we do. Um, and then it just started taking off, and now I go to the grocery store and people like recognizing me, and you know what I mean. It just turns into a whole nother animal. You know.
So do people recognize you more from Kountry Wayne skits or from the
Yes.
other? Okay.
Yes. It's weird because even my friends that be with me, they be like, "Man, these people don't know you've been on all these TV shows and movies." And I was like, "Yeah, they know me from Kountry Wayne."
Mm-hmm. So let me ask both of y'all this: who is your favorite character in the Kountry Wayne universe?
Angelina. Wait a
Was
minute,
that your
Pam might.
answer? You saying
Hey,
you want me to go
hey,
first?
Pam might be watching. Pam and Angelina.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because Angelina like to throw strays, so you gotta watch what you say.
Mhm.
Let me think. My favorite. I'm probably going to say Kai because, like, hands
Yes.
down, I get to
Oh
get my
man,
baby
I
killed
would choose
every
Kai.
time. No, you chose
Let
me
me.
first. So I love Kai. Everybody is just so awesome to work with, but he's a baby and he's so responsive and he's very attentive and he knows what to do when he's on camera.
So
It's truly a God thing. He knows what to do.
so let me ask you this because people have been asking me. I don't know. Is Kai really Shayla's baby, or is he an actor baby? Like,
Yep, that's your baby.
y'all,
That's my grandbaby.
y'all,
Not my grandbaby.
listen. But he does so well in the skits. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like he knows when to cry. He knows when the walk over here. I've noticed he don't look at the camera because you know when that fourth wall, like you got to act like this a whole. He knows not to look at the camera. I don't know if y'all train him well or I don't know, but that is a phenomenal acting. That Brodie, listen. So we got a thing here in Deontay's reviews because almost every skit, my nephew, because Kai's my internet nephew. Almost every skit, my nephew got a remote control and some batteries. Okay, so I'm sending y'all. I don't know if you've seen my review, but I'm sending y'all a big oversized universal remote control. It got Disney Plus, Hulu, YouTube on it. I want y'all to make sure my nephew. Yeah, I want to make sure my nephew get his batteries, 24 pack of AAA batteries to go in this remote control because he need a fresh battery. He's a good baby. He's a good baby.
We got it.
That is. You just send. I'll give you my address, and you send it. And you send it.
Okay.
You send it.
And my address is Angelina's address.
I don't know how much longer it's gonna be your address because quiet is kept. You moving somewhere or you renting the houses beside you. Listen, he renting houses for the president of the SCA.
Hey, you giving away my information to my wife? You can't be. Come on now.
I already know.
Pam is the president of the SCA, Brodie. I don't know if you know that it's called the Side Chick Association. She's the president.
That's what you get.
She the president of the SCA. So some of the people want to know what projects are you all working on? Like, are y'all working on any new projects? Because I know Brodie, you acted. Yeah. Y'all got any new projects coming?
I got a couple. I play. I'm gonna be in Zatima for Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Nice.
The new season airs this month in September,
and
so you'll be able to catch me on there. I play a judge.
Oh. I see why Angelina holding on to you because you a judge. You about to bring in some money.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's great working with him every time. I got a movie coming out this holiday. They said it's gonna play. I don't know if it's gonna be on Lifetime. I can't remember where they told me it's gonna be at right now, but it's on one of them holiday channels. It's a Christmas movie. I play Terry J. Vaughn's husband. It's called Mississippi Christmas.
I love Terry. Her and her husband, Karan Joseph Wright. Great people.
Yeah. So I'll be playing her husband. Hallmark Channel. That's it.
Gotcha.
It's coming on Hallmark. Coming on Hallmark. I got a couple other movies they haven't told us yet when they're gonna come out that I've shot, like the one in West Virginia.
Okay.
Which I was on in that movie with Michael Kelly from Linus and Dennis Haysbert, the Allstate guy.
Yeah. That's Allstate stands. You're a good hand.
And Hector from Fast and Furious, he's in it.
Okay. Angelina.
Yes, sir.
Outside of making Anthony's life a living hell, do you got any projects you working on?
I am. Mine is my focus is a lot different from Brodie. Acting is something that I can do. It's a gift, and it's like therapy for me. But my real focus at this point in my life is really continuing to build my nonprofit. And if there's a way that I can send you this little video, I'd love for you to be able to share it with your crew and with your viewers, because then that'll give them a better idea as to what it is that I do. Because right now, the company that I have is called Pets to Go International. So they've heard of that on the skits. It's a nonprofit. And, I have a heart for people, but I love, love, love animals. And so there's a need for community work where when people are being evicted and foreclosed on, or they're going into hospice and things like this, those pets wind up if not with family, and people who are willing to take them, they wind up in the kill shelter. And I really hate that. I literally despise that. You want to see me mad? You want to see me do something like I did to Pam? I can't even work. I could never work in a shelter because I would be having to bust somebody's behind if they thought they were going to put a dog in a gas chamber or a heart stick. Like I just couldn't. I couldn't do that. So I've been building my corporate business, and that's my area of expertise is being able to create business for hotels to teach them how to be pet friendly and also do their merchandising.
Fantastic. So listen, this question just dropped on me because y'all got so much things going on outside, but then I thought about the skits, right? Now, a lot of times the skits are like 3 minutes long. Do y'all often do these skits in one take? Like, how often do y'all gotta reshoot? What's the process, the creative process? Like, is it a script? Is it something that y'all just come up with off the fly? Like, how do y'all put this genius of a work together?
Bro, do you want to take that question?
Sometimes it's one take, sometimes it's three takes. It just depends on when Wayne gets what he wants, and we move on.
But a lot of times it can be one. A lot of times it's one take, Jake, because we really have melded as a family, and it's really wonderful to work with them. So as long as we all have an understanding and blocking and everything is down, it's wonderful. We can get it in a take for sure.
Now, certain scenes where y'all have to draw on your emotions for emotional scenes, like okay, we talked about the scene with Angelina praying. Like, where do you pull from to get that emotion, to get that emotion to where you can even feel it? Because I remember even reading the comments, people were like, "I'm crying, like I'm really just going," you know what I'm saying, emotional. Like I really felt that. So how do you all tap into something to get to those places of emotion?
Brodie.
Um, because I've experienced life, so a lot of things I can pull from as an older actor. Um, because I pull from like even emotional stuff, crying. I lost my mom when she was 53 and my
Mm,
dad at 64. And like my dad passed away in my hands. So
mm, sorry.
so there's things you can pull from your life experiences to help you with that. Um Sometimes I don't like doing it because I gotta bring myself back out of it, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you a believer in Jesus Christ and in the church, and you know what I mean, we grew up in church, and you learn how to let go and let God. So in acting, it's almost the same way. You just kind of gotta let go and allow yourself to just be.
And to add to that, I think in that particular skit, as I've shared, I was in a 7 year relationship where I really loved this person. I wound up bringing in a lot of money, and this person was very verbally abusive, like day in and day out on purpose. And so I really had a lot to pull from because even when I was throwing Brodie stuff out, you know what I mean? Like I literally was just able to work through get like if he was that guy, you know what I mean? And with the prayers, I've seen it where it looked like it was the end of me, and God said, not so. Not so. I just needed to burn those things off from 3 felony cases. You know what I mean? Like I had felony charges and multiple counties. I was like, oh my God. And what's going on? What's going on? And it really was just for purpose. It was for purpose for me to understand that I can go into that space and litigate my own cases and win. And that's there's a lot of life that I've lived because I'm 50 in real life, right? So I there's a lot that I've
What?
done. You know I'm 50.
Man,
He trying to
you
butter
are
you up.
you
He
are
trying to
one
butter you up.
beautiful 50-year-old.
Ain't God good? But you know I was
I ain't
fat when
know
I
you
first came
older
on this
than me
kid.
though.
I was like nobody knew this, but my cholesterol was high. I didn't even know. You know what I mean? And I couldn't get the weight off. It was just a lot of trauma. So there was so much to pull from there. And really they're tears of gratefulness because I made it through. And then out of all of that, into being on this international platform and having the most hated character, which is fine by me because it's still a blessing that I get to work.
Mhm.
It's amazing to me because you're such a sweetheart, and people just like can't stand you. I'm like,
I
Man,
love
she's
it.
doing a great job.
Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord.
So I got a couple questions in for y'all. While we got them for a little bit, put your questions in the chat so we can ask questions because they got questions for y'all. So Marcus Willis said, "Who writes the Anthony Shayla and Amber Skits?" Listen, before y'all answer anything, I know creative process. Y'all got to protect some things. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you can share, share. Whatever you can't share. Don't share. They'll be all right. All right.
Thank you
So
for that. Thank you, because we certainly have a boss, and we respect his platform. Wayne is a Wayne is something else. He's the one who writes the main storylines.
do you all have input as it relates to how the storylines go, or do you all have to just kind of go with the the storyline as he puts it?
Definitely, as he puts it. You know what I mean? If there's something that I'm not comfortable with, like he'll ask, are you comfortable with, like maybe kissing or hugging or like, like, yeah. But other than that, because he doesn't allow profanity, and he doesn't allow like overt sexual stuff or at all, because Jesus is popping, right? um we don't have to really worry too much about that. Just, but yeah, it's Wayne, and he is very considerate.
Okay, so I don't know if you all know. There's another question here. Okay, come on back in. Come on back. I don't know what happened to Brodie. There you
So
go.
you can bring me back
So
in.
Wi-Fi.
so
I
so
can't hear you, but can you hear me?
we can hear you. Can you hear us? I can
Um,
hear you. And Angelina, help your husband out.
I can hear you, Brodie. You're doing good.
I can't hear
Okay,
you.
We can hear you.
okay, I'm just joking. You might want to test your mic and stuff. You might want to
Can
go out
you
and
hear
come back
me?
in.
We can hear
Yes.
you.
I can't hear you at all.
Log out and come back in.
Yeah, do that. Log out, come back.
Come back in.
LOG. Oh, there you
There you
go.
go.
You got it.
He got it. He
I'm
got it.
okay.
So
What's the
so
next question?
so this one here is from Vaughn's Voice. You this is my auntie Vaughn. So she's another country
I've seen
Wayne.
hers. I've seen her stuff. It's another
Yeah.
voice that you can listen to.
Thank you for your voices, and I'm out. That's how she ends
I love it.
her thing. So shout out to Aunt Yvonne from Vaughn's Voice View. So
Yes.
she says, either one of you can answer. Would you like to see Angelina and Brodie reconcile?
You know, I think I would, but I think there's some things that need to happen, right? He needs to have a real come to Jesus moment, because how many times is he gonna step out? You know what I mean? Like, at some point, do we really change? Do we really have those moments where we recognize that how we've been living our life hurts those around us, right? Because you're mad because it wasn't just because Angelina was helping Pam, I mean Patty, or Shayla, because he been doing this stuff before that even came about. So I think redemption is God's plan, right? And so I hope so, because then I believe it will help other people to see that they must grow into a life of peace with their spouse, if they can make it, if they're willing.
So Brodie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I just moved around.
So the question was from Vaughn's Voice View. She's another country Wayne skit review page, and she asked, "Would you like to see Angelina and Brodie reconcile?"
I mean, honestly, I was hoping Wayne will eventually take it that way, because one of the things I really want to do is show a strong black married couple. You know what I mean? Me personally, and I thought when we started that's what it was going to be. I didn't know the cheating was going to come, and you know what I mean? But I think it adds to the storyline though, and it keeps people interested, instead of it just being, I think it would be boring if it was just us, just, you know what I mean? But of course, I want to be able to do more scenes with Angelina. Look at her.
You're so kind. No, they always talk about Woody Woodpecker, and somebody was like, "Oh, she's so ugly." I
Man,
was like, "Baby, stop playing with grown folks around him."
what?
They be trying to be like some people are really like some people are really need the Lord. They are just brutal. I was like,
So,
gotta let
so,
them people be.
so I'm glad you said that. So, how do you feel about that? Because we know y'all read the comments. I'm pretty sure y'all do. So, how do you feel about that when they call you Rooster Nation, Woody Woodpecker,
Johnny
like
Bravo.
Johnny? I ain't hear that one. How do you feel like when people? How do you? I guess compartmentalize when you see those comments, or do y'all read the comments? Do y'all stay away from it?
I stay
Yeah.
away because it's can because some people are very nasty, and I don't need to read that. But I do. That's how I found your page, right? That's how I found O'Neill because I love to hear the perspective and just have conversation about what's going on in the skits, and really have a good perspective and hear from different people what they think, what they see, what they could pick up, what clues they're picking up. You know what I mean? And so, with that being the case, that's how I found you and O'Neill and Vaughn's voices because I'm a fan of the skits. Let me just say that. Since I've been on, I was like, okay, cool, I'll work here, but I really love this part of the storytelling. So I'm really a fan of the work.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I don't think people say too many bad things about Brodie. Uh,
Yes,
I,
yes, they do.
they do. I
Yeah,
haven't
they
really
do.
seen. So
They,
okay,
they tell me I need to stick up for myself.
Yes, they do. Stop being a simp. Oh, he's Anthony 2.0.
They like, can you put, hey, you need to put your pants on, Brody. Who wear the pants in the house?
hey, look. So okay, so you mentioned people like O'Neill, my page. So I don't know which one of y'all came across my page first, and what was your first video, your first reaction when you came across Deontay's reviews? I'm just curious.
Um, I don't. I'm gonna say it's probably me because I don't know what Brody has watched, but because he's always filming, so he doesn't have a whole lot of time. I work in my office, right, and then I travel, so I have some time to. I like to stay abreast of the skits, especially really just Wayne's, the stuff that's going on with us, because when I shoot, it's this one little tiny piece, and then it plugs into everything else that's going on. So I'm like, what happened? What's going on? So I'm like I said, I like to do that, but I was looking. I think I was surprised because my daughter came to me and she's like, Mom, people have like, they're making all these remixes of you and making you look like this and this and that. And I was like, let me see. And so then I just started putting in Angelina, Country Wayne Angelina reactions. And that's how I found your page. And I thought it was very entertaining because I could tell that you had some spiritual understanding. You wasn't just in here. I just can't stand her because she's stupid. And look at her hair. And look at that. Like you were really getting into the spiritual aspect of, I don't know why she think she's gonna have somebody else's husband because it doesn't work that way, right? So then I was really starting to enjoy that. So I started pinning your stuff so I could watch it. And when my phone goes off,
When your
um,
phone go,
I'm there watching.
Brody, did you have a
I
first time?
yeah. I think first time I saw you, like you shared a video and tagged me, and that's how I found it. Like usually when people tag me on Instagram or whatever, I go on to reshare and see what it is. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I don't be out there checking for it like that, but I do appreciate the commentaries. I appreciate all of that. You know what I mean? The fans are amazing. The
Yes,
commentaries, like what you guys do, man, that just elevates all of us when you
very much
do
so.
that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it so much. Like it's very interesting and entertaining to me.
Mm.
Likewise.
So here's a question, which I think is a good question, Marcus. Do you believe lately the black men on these skits have been made to seem weak? Y'all agree with that?
I think. Well, you want to take that first, or you want me to go first? What you want to do, Brody?
Uh, the problem is I don't watch all the skits, so I don't even know some of the characters.
That's not a
But
problem.
But I think the stories that Wayne is telling is real stories that we as a people have to be able to unpack those stories, and hopefully these are bringing some healing to people and allowing people to see some things that they may see in themselves or others that are around them, to allow them to be able to help people unpack. You know what I mean? So I think that the stories are being told the way they need to be told, and I'm cool with it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's
Yeah, no. Angelina, what do you think?
You know what? I think because most of the time when we see people, we just see the face that they put on in public, right?
mhm.
And we only know what they tell us or what they allow us to see about themselves. And because of that, what's happening is, and I thought it was very interesting because you were like, oh, they in the fishbowl. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've used that analogy because you see people's lives. You see both sides of it. You see Amber, what's going on with her with Anthony. You see what's going on with him and Shayla. You see all these pieces that normally you don't get to see. You only know one side of it. And so the men, because men are called to be leaders in the household, they're called by God to lead, guide, provide, right? And to do that from a spiritual standpoint, right? And then because of that, when you have a woman who understands that, then she's also going to be able to walk in her calling because she has that freedom to be who God has called her to be. And because that's out of sync in so many people's lives in real life, they've got to see that Brodie and Angelina, they've been together, but they still haven't fixed the foundational components that keep them from constantly with this back and forth thing, right? Go out, cheat, come back, go out. Well, you be getting divorced. Well, we'll see about that because I'm not about to sign no paperwork. Why? Because we've been here before. Like, why can't you just fix the situation? Why do you have to keep stepping out? Why can't we do something else? And I think that is the part that if we continue with this ride with Wayne, we get to see redemption and we get to see people come to themselves. And that's the part that people need to hear, that you don't always have to throw in the towel. You can take a breather and take a break and then get back to embracing the change that we all need. We all need change. We all need to grow up in a myriad of ways. So I think that it's not that they're necessarily simps. Everybody has because we have such a fatherless epidemic, right? There's always something missing there. And that's what I think, because there's such fatherlessness. There's no one guiding them. Then how do they learn what they need to know?
Mm, that's good. So
and,
here's
and I,
go ahead.
let me say this. I know that for entertainment purposes, this has to go on and on and on. And like we don't really know where Wayne going. You know what I mean? He don't give us like heads up. Oh, this was getting ready to happen. We don't know, right?
Mhm.
And which keeps it more real for us when we're in it, right?
Yes.
And one of the things I know, Wayne's faith is real strong.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know anything about that, there's gonna be a come to Jesus moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's gonna be a fix it Jesus moment, right?
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. So if the fans be patient, enjoy the entertainment, learn from the messages that are coming out, because people's lives are broken,
Yes.
right? And eventually they're gonna be fixed. But there's one way to fix it, right? And so eventually it's going to come to that. So I'm patient enough to do my job and wait on that. If you think I'm a simp, I'll just be a simp for you right now. You know what I mean? Because there's simps out there, right? There's people out there whose lives are broken, and eventually it will come to Jesus at that altar moment.
Mm,
So I'm waiting on that.
I like that. So here's a question I think both of y'all can answer as Shayla's parents. So this one comes from Joshua McCullough. Why people don't hold Shayla accountable? Is it what is it? Because I think Zachary gets it more, especially from Angelina. So why does it seem like it's not even? The playing field is not even. And why does it seem like she doesn't get held accountable a lot?
Well, and I have something to say about that. First of all, what is accountability, right? Accountability is letting a person know that they've done something out of pocket, right? And then from there, you have corrective measures. But we're talking about a woman who's in her 30s. So what can mama make her do or not do, right? Mom and dad stepped in at a time when we thought it was already child. We didn't know anything about what was going on. We kind of came to Atlanta and was blindsided with the information. So, part of that is you can have adult children, but you can't make them do things, right? You've already raised them. You can't make them. Does Angelina give a crazy, you know, or interesting, one-sided, let's drive towards the goal, which is keeping Anthony because that's what you said you wanted, right? And I think she sees a lot of that. Angelina probably has been that way with Brodie. She's gonna make that marriage work because you and I have a covenant, and you gonna stay here. Where's your ring at? Put that ring back on. You better stop
Brodie ain't
playing
got the
with me.
ring on right now.
Well, that's what he thinks. But I'm saying, like, I think so we can see that Angelina's mindset is kind of like old Puerto Rico, like my stepmother. She was like she stayed with my dad through thick and thin and a whole lot of thin until there was nothing. And in my mind, I'd have been left in real life. Like I'd have been like deuces because I'm not going down with the ship if you don't want to grow up. But Shayla on the other side of that is if she's not, she's an adult. What can you make them do? Angelina gives us some wonky stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because she's giving her information based out of her own hurt, her own database of how she's lived her life, what she learned from her mother, who in essence is Shayla, because Shayla's living Angelina's mother's life because that's how Angelina came about. So nothing from nothing is nothing. Two half of nothings make a whole nothing. So I think there's a whole lot of um therapy and rethinking how we deal with things. But Angelina tells Shayla what the deal is. Girl, get a career, get just popping, get in the gym. Like she's been telling her these things, find out what's going on with Anthony. But what can Angelina make her do? Nothing. Nothing. And you can't beat the girl down. Oh, you stupid, you this and that, because I'm gonna tell you what that's gonna do is gonna run her away. And mama doesn't want to do that either. So it's kind of, yeah, that part.
And they my daughters. I love them regardless.
Here
Hey,
you go.
they really can't do no wrong in my eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
always the other person's fault.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's the other piece of that, like a follow up. So we talked about Shayla being held accountable. There's frustration in skit land with Shayla. It seems like she's winning
Mm.
all the time, right? And many have even put comments under my review where they feel like Shayla is winning all the time and Amber is taking a bunch of L's. Do you all see it that way, or is there something that we as viewers are missing? Why it seems as if the side chick is winning, the side chick is getting the sister wife treatment.
You want me to answer that one first, Brody? Or you want to go first?
Yeah, because I don't really pay attention
Oh,
to it like
I
You
got
that.
okay?
something.
But
I got something for that.
hey, but honestly, I'm gonna have to hop out here
Go
because
ahead, bro.
I'm gonna watch football game.
Go ahead,
Oh,
bro.
But
Y'all put a
I
five in
did
the comment for Brody.
I I saw you on here. I wanted to jump in real quick and throw my 2 cents in, man. But I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Brody. Thank you so much. Put a five in the comment for Brody for coming in through, stopping through Deontay's
well,
And,
reviews.
will,
Thank you,
will, I,
Brody.
will I
Angelina,
see you tomorrow?
you need to be home tonight in 20 minutes.
But it's Pam there.
Oh
Nah,
Lord.
she at
She had
her
the
house.
she had the Waffle House at the one
She
that
at
you
her house.
rented.
Yeah, yeah. So you come on back over here.
Are,
This our
are,
come to our house.
are you on set tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I shall see you in the morning.
All right.
Thanks for popping in, though. You made my day.
All right.
Thank you,
Uh,
Brody.
all right.
Ciao.
All right. So Angelina, can you
Yeah.
answer that? Does it is the side chick winning? Is it, or is there a different perspective that we need to be looking at?
I think absolutely. Once again, it's all about understanding that the viewers are getting to see the everything it as a fishbowl, right? So inside that fishbowl, right, of Amber, Anthony, Coca, Angelina, Kai, Brody, Pam, Zashri. You get to see all of that from every angle, right? Which most of the time, when do you see that? You don't see that. So Shayla is having to adjust in her own way, which is, you know, she's winning. I don't see how, because she's still having to come to terms with, I'm gonna have to change everything about me. I now have to start thinking about getting serious about my career. I have to pull myself out of this funk. I've got to begin to be more responsible in everything that I do, because I'm not going to be able to lean on Anthony for the money. I've got to do what I'm supposed to do. And I think there's so many women in this world and that have had that same situation, whether they were with somebody and they passed away or they left, whatever the situation. Like, we have to grow into that. Amber is learning on her side that you don't ever bring your best friend in the house and have her in there with scantily clad with her cleavage and all that out and tinkering around and leaving her with your husband. Your best friend is your husband. And if he's not your, if your best friend is not your husband, then y'all, what are y'all doing? And then Anthony, what are you doing with Piari talking about she's your best friend? How is that the case when Amber is supposed to be your best friend? Period. Bottom line. So at the end of the day, we're looking at people's lives evolving, and of course there's going to be this. We saw Amber go from being super glamorous to going to a time where she was super in the dumps, where she was jacking Angelina up by the collar. When Angelina went over to her, hey, there's winners and losers, baby. And apparently you lost. And now we're seeing where the pendulum is coming back the other way, because that's just how life is. These skits, because they're not shot like a movie where something happens and 2 hours later the case is solved and everybody's back on where they need to go, this is ongoing. So being patient and just enjoying what you get each day, that's a lot of work. I mean, you're talking about Wayne, I think, drops 38 pieces of content a day, guaranteed. By the numbers, he is the number one content creator on the planet. If you've seen his page, the other day he dropped something that said in the last 28 days, 757 million views. There's no other place on the internet that is getting those many views, hands down. And he does it because he loves his followers. He loves them. He wants to give them something that's great. You don't have to pay. You show up on Facebook and it's free. You know what I mean? So I think being patient with this new type of media is important, because you're being walked through it day by day. Things can't speed up because that's not how real life works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you think your character sees Amber? Because I see a lot of similarities in some of the things they've gone through or going through. There's your, is it the fact that Angelina, the character, hates Amber so much because when she looks at Amber, she sees herself? Like, what's going on in Angelina's head with that?
As an actor, as I see it, I believe Angelina is angry with herself because she stayed longer than she should have, even
Uh,
with Brodie. And she sees Amber going right down that same train. Oh, I'm gonna forgive. Oh, I'm gonna forgive, and oh, we're gonna work it out, and we're gonna accept the baby. And Angelina has been accepting Brodie over and over, and she was the one who was praying. Because notice that the parallels are there, right? The men don't lead with the word. The women are both reading their word and active in their prayer life. Prayer doesn't make someone perfect. It helps you to get through and grow through your life's lessons. So I think it's not that Angelina hates Amber. I think she hates the naivete in Amber that Angelina had been living with for such a long time, and even to this day still is like, we staying together. Ugh, even though you out here playing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard for her to watch herself as a mirror, if that makes sense.
yeah. So Tia Williams says, why do the Brodies act like Amber broke up Shayla and Anthony's marriage as if they were married? That's a good question. Cause when I look at the skit, they be acting like Shayla and Anthony was married and Amber came in and disrupted their life. Like, what's that about?
Well, um, you know, let's just say gang gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm Shayla's mama, gang gang. About to ride with my daughter. She said she with him. That's what we doing. And I don't have any better explanation than that, really, because I think what happens is, Angelina has always been there for her family. She's poured so much. She's dealt with so much heartbreak from her husband. She kept turning the other cheek, other cheek, other cheek to make sure that her girls grew up in a two-parent household. So with that being said, it's not so much of hating Amber and no, it's just that this is we and y'all the ops, right? Because and it's kind of how humans are, right? Like, you over on our turf, we're gonna whoop you behind. I'm coming to your house, I'm gonna knock on you, I'm gonna bam on your door. You know what I'm saying? You gonna open up, I'm gonna tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Then when I feel like we really winning, I'm gonna come back and let you know, listen here, I'm tired of hearing, she said, I'm tired of hearing Shayla's name. I said, touche, me too. But anyway, leave Anthony alone. She's just trying to facilitate in her own gangster way what her daughter and Anthony created. Because remember when she came in, they were already together doing whatever they was doing.
Mhm. Yeah. Do you watch the other storylines? Because I think some people want to know. Do you watch? What are your perspectives? What's your perspective on the other storyline, like the Mike storyline? The D from the West Side, Jocelyn, or do you focus or only watch your storyline? Like, what's your?
Every now and again I will watch because I think Mike is freaking hilarious.
He is hilarious.
He is freaking. Mike is so talented and he's so handsome. Like, we have such a beautiful cast. It's hard not to watch it because everybody looks. It's so beautiful, just like naturally beautiful. And he has such a great presence. And even when I'm like physically around him, you could just feel this anointing on his life. Like, he has big energy, big energy. Wayne too. You know what I mean? So when we Amber too, like, it's just everybody has such a high resonance of energy when you're around them. It's just, you're like, wow, I really enjoy your work and I love how they bring it. So I'll check out Mike. I like Sunny a lot. That's my girl. She was in the Marines in real life, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh
hook,
wow.
you know what I'm saying? Simplify, my military sister. And so I because I get to know them personally, you know what I mean? Then I'll check in and see what they got going on. I like Ro because Ro and I worked together, I think years ago, on a Tyler Perry skit
Hmm.
or a movie. And then hadn't seen her for a long time. And then I saw her again on the skits. Um, I do like Dee and Tamara. I don't really watch them very often because if I do, then I'll get no work done. It's bad enough that I got skits that I like to watch. And to critique my own acting, to be like, man, I should have, should have did. Well, maybe I could have. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we got now. I don't. I know the creative process with this one can be tricky in terms of answering. So the question for Angelina, we haven't forgot about them secret papers you were hiding in the briefcase. I guess I think that's what he's referring to. Can we get a small hint about what them papers were about? Now I don't know if you remember the skit that he's referring to, Hayes
I know it.
McCabe.
I know
Okay.
exactly which one it was because I was there. um, I think the beauty of storytelling is the foreshadowing.
Mm,
Um, and it's the same thing in movies, but sometimes when you watch a movie, it's like I said, it's only an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? So you got to pick up all the clues. You ever watched a movie one time,
mm,
but the second time you watch, you're like, oh, I didn't even see that. Third
mm,
time, oh, I didn't see that. So it's kind of the same thing. So there's just some foreshadowing of things to come.
mhm,
But the content in itself, I'm not at liberty to say, but definitely a whole lot of foreshadowing.
mm.
So good. That was good eyes. Good eyes, country wainers.
Oh no, we've been talking about it because we've been talking about it when that skit aired. I was like, wait, what's she throwing in the briefcase? And some of us was like, that's the DNA papers. That's the Tyler. So let me ask you this, because so there's nothing really in the storyline that suggests that. Where do you think that idea came from? That Angelina messed with the DNA test.
Them doggone people in the comments. Cause boy, they make their own stories. When I first came on, I used to look in the comments like, oh my God, these people are they're mean spirited. Like when I talk about mean spirited, I'm talking about they'll attack Angelina, but from a personal perspective. Like, if you don't like the character, that's one thing. I can't stand her hair and she's ugly and this. But I'm like, baby, I ain't even about to be in here watching all that because I ain't got time for it. I don't play with other people's children. Okay, I got things to do. But I do remember just a little, I'm a jaywalk over here and I'll come right back. I was in the gym and this lady, she was like, I know you. So I'm always kind to people. I really, appreciate if anybody recognizes me. You know what I mean? Like it's just an opportunity to say hello. I always say, "Hey, you want to take a picture?" Yeah, it's like they forget. I'm like, "Yeah, let's take a picture. Let's commemorate the moment." And so she was like, "They be having your hair a hot and nasty mess. I can't stand your hair." Now, mind you, I had a hat on at the time. I can't stand it. And she's going off, and I'm just looking at her. I said, "Well, ma'am, that's my real hairdo, and I like it." And I'm not going to change it for anybody. I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care if they did not know me or if they see me all over the globe. Honey, I'm going to wear what I want to wear when I want to wear it because you can't please people. You better please yourself. And so she went, but I was very kind on how I dealt with that. And I said, well, that's my haircut and I like it. And then when she walked away, it wasn't until she walked off and she was like on the other side of the gym. I said, does she have on a greasy wig? Does this lady have on a greasy wig, slick back? I said, the nerve of some people. You want to criticize somebody when your hair is all over the place. So I was just like, that's just the human condition. You know what I mean? So I don't take it personal.
So somebody, Erica Key wants to know what's your workout routine. You look great, Angelina. That's what she said.
Thank you. Oh my God. So when I came on a skits, I was 182 pounds, and I was just coming out of um that crazy relationship, and just it was therapy for me to come and film. And so I then began, like, I drink coconut water, so I drink two of these a day.
Was
That's
that your
66.
water that Shayla threw at Anthony?
I don't know. I don't know. Could have been. But I drink a lot of coconut water. So I drink two of those 33 ounces. I do a shake every morning. I love to go to bar class. I've never done it before. I used to do CrossFit, lifting weights, run up and down Stone Mountain. But I found bar, and I really love it because it really helps you to develop your muscles. So and now I'm addicted, so I go every day. Today I did two classes back to back. I was smoked, but I have to film tomorrow, so I can't do it tomorrow. But I really focus on NAD plus, NMN. I do peptides, collagen peptides. That's how I got rid of the wrinkles, and I was able to regenerate my skin. I just started doing things that to build myself up from the inside, just staying hydrated and being consistent with my workout, which before I never could, but now now I'm thankful that I've been able to hit my stride with that.
One of the last questions before we call it a night. What is one thing that you would like the viewers to understand about Angelina? Like, I don't know if it's a misconception, but of course, I can't stand Angelina. You know that.
And that's
And
perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I love that. Um, I think what happens is that we don't necessarily have to like someone in the moment, right? But as you're on your journey with that person, you may find a year from now, 2 years from now, man, I saw the evolution of this lady, right? Because when God is changing people and we're going through a metamorphosis, right? That's normally behind closed doors. We're like in a cocoon, you know what I mean? Like a butterfly. But I think I would say you don't have to like her, right? Because she's she's gonna be who she is. And there's people that don't like us in real life, right? That's in our family. People we work with, and we've done them no harm. So, I guess the thing is just understand that Angelina loves her family deeply. Does that mean she does everything right? Nope. Does she have all the answers? Nope. But does anybody have all the answers? Sometimes it's hard to see ourselves in those moments, and that's the grace that God extends to us, especially for those of us who are cognizant and asking for it. So just understand that Angelina is a work in progress, just like everybody else. But feel free to can't stand her. Feel free while she's still in that I'm gonna bust somebody behind mode. I'm gonna go upside your head. Somebody said that Brodie has been beaten for many years.
you can't tell me. Let me. So how did you? So what was that like for you with Anthony? Because that took us out of here. I was losing my mind. But what was that like? Did you mean to do that, or was it just something that just came? Like what?
Well, it was part of what was written, right? But it wasn't supposed to be that aggressive. It was supposed to be just like a little, you know what I mean, like just something minor, minor. But in the moment, right, when I watch the skits as a viewer and I see him over here messing up Angelina's work that she put in to make sure that he got the gold toilet seat and make sure that he got food cooked and make sure that, you know what I'm saying, like making sure that he's knows that he's loved and build him up. Not to use him because Angelina got her own bread. I don't know where anybody would get any ideas that she ain't loaded. Mama got that bread. She's selling the major hotels, so she has her own money, but she also um recognizes that Anthony is a lot like Brodie. I believe she sees so much of young Brodie in Anthony that maybe building Brodie up is not what she did during the time they were younger. Maybe she was laying hands on him. Maybe she was doing, with the rock rock. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just a discovery that I've made in shooting the skits that now, now it makes sense because you saw today she was like, "Watch, I go upside your head." Same thing that she did with Anthony, but that was wild because Anthony, I was like, you cool. And then the second one came, and I was like, oh, and then Shayla, she's like, Mom. I was like, yeah, you right. It was just the energy of what was going on that day. Like that really, the second one wasn't even planned, but it's great because when we get in those moments and we have, I mean, like for all intents and purposes, we're a real family. We just live on the internet.
Mm. I like this comment right here. Sandra Gilliam, she said, I'm grateful to watch this review. Angelina's real life character is a believer moving forward. I will watch her with a different perspective. How does that make you feel that, you know, the more you do lives like this, because I know you do lives on your Instagram live, I think that's how we connected was you. I just was ninja watching and I popped in. But how does that make you feel in terms of people, you know, being able to differentiate the character versus who you are in real life?
Well, first I must say I thank the Lord for the opportunity, right? Because many people are like, how did that happen for you? I'm just like, when God chooses you for a thing, it's because there's something that's on the inside of you that He's put there that has to go forward, right? That's how, like, when I saw you on my live, I was like, I didn't want to go on live. I really didn't. I was just like, man, and the Holy Spirit's like, go on live. I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go. I was like, what am I gonna tell these people? You know what I mean? Because that's what I do for a living. That's part of one of the things that I do, but that's not all of who I am as a person, right? So, um, I think it's beautiful that we can dissect the character and then find some of those tendencies within ourselves. They might not be all the same, right? Because people sin completely different, right? Some people will be like, "Oh, I don't drink." Yeah, but you cuss people out every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh, I don't be smoking, but y'all be in here smoking." Right, but you cheat on your husband. Like, so we really have no place to, you know what I'm saying, to judge anyone else, or try to put ourselves here and other people here. So I think the beauty of this, and I think what's so wonderful is that we get to take a look at the spiritual side of things and where Angelina came from and what she's been through, and just remind the viewers of what her journey has been and what's been already documented, because maybe sometimes they might have missed a skit or two, so they didn't get that important piece. And it's wonderful because I just thank God for the opportunity to be able to be transparent and to be able to cry on camera and to be able to, bring powerful prayer, by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, bring that forward so people can see that, when things is going wrong, you can keep on going with how you want to do it, and you might not change immediately because change does not happen immediately. It is gradual. As long as we keep going back and feeding ourselves with the word and being willing to change and allow the word to change us, that's all I can ask God for, is just to use me, because it's beautiful. I didn't even know about the Country Wayne skits, but for people to see, and learn something, and allow the Lord to touch them. That's all I can ask for. I'm glad to be a servant.
What did you think of the birthday party today?
Oh, oh, ah, ah. I knew that Angelina was going to be a menace. um, I went to, I got my outfit from this cowboy store. Like, I was trying to say a Western gear store. oh, this is cute. Not, and it's not my normal way of buying things or having it. I don't normally shop there. But I was like, oh, this is cute. This is something simple and light that I can wear. And so I enjoyed that everything was so compartmentalized. Everybody got to come in. You got to see them in their own turmoil. You got to see everything there, and then you saw them still as a family lighten up when it was time to sing happy birthday. After Anthony was like, stepping up in a way that maybe Brodie has never stepped up. You know what I mean? Like he was like, oh, hell no, we ain't doing none of this. You know what I mean? You gonna do it for him or you not? And I think that was big for Anthony because once again, he doesn't have a dad or a grandfather or anyone that's in the skits that can lead and guide him and give him manly wisdom, right? On how to conduct himself. But I just knew it was gonna be fireworks today. As soon as I woke up, I was like, let me get on Facebook. Because like I said, I'm a viewer. I watch it because I don't know what everybody else shoots. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be interesting to see how Angelina and Coca move forward.
I was thinking about that. So, okay, one more question for you before we hop on. Um, do you have anything coming out, released? What's your merchandise? What you got? What you got so people can
Oh, it's funny that you say that. So, I have a little video that I'd like to share with you. And if you're interested, right, I would love for you to be able to, even, come back and do a review and just, share it with your viewers, so that they can see what it is I do in real life, right? Which is raising funds to build this pet crisis center. And so I partnered with, some folks that I can't stand Angelina. They have a whole merchandise line. Oh my God. Wait a minute. I saw a mug, right? And so actually the first person that's heard about this outside of my camp, and I can't stand Angelina. These people are so serious. They have t-shirts, bobbleheads, mugs, and here's the interesting thing. When it drops, it will be it's just super limited quantity. So it's not like it's going to be, like we're going to do 100,000 of these or a million of these and get them all year long. It's just going to be running for the holiday season, to be able to help what I have going on with the nonprofit. So that's why I was like, you know what? If this is going to be that and it's going to be for a good cause, I'm definitely down to support it. So yes, it is ican'tstandangelina.com. And there will be, I believe, if they've not gone live already, I think at least by tomorrow they should be live, and they're going to start promoting this heavily, over the next I think 45 days, because their goal is to have everything shipped for Christmas. So
so
if there's folks who want their I Can't Stand Angelina gear, get over there before it sells out.
so is the website is ican'tstandangela.com. Is that what it's called? The website?
Apparently, this is a theme that the Country Wayners say all the time. So yes, they can't stand Angelina. I can't stand Angelina.
I, there's merchandise, there's bobbleheads, there's t-shirts. Get your bobbleheads and listen when I
The
want to be able to
mugs,
support the mug, everything. I want to be able
the mugs are great. Wait, let me
I
tell you
want to be
why.
able. Why?
The mugs have her in a mug shot being arrested for tampering with the DNA. Crazy work. And I was like, you know what? They listened to the fans and gave them what they wanted. So I was just like, they're like, we're gonna send you some so you can have some merch. I was like, thank you. I
Can we
appreciate that.
can we get some so we can make sure all the Carolites who love the Country Wayne skits that come here every day to get these reviews, we want them to get some of this merchandise too. So I want to be able to
Oh,
open that
I'll
up.
send you the link. I'll send you the link as soon as I have it. I might have it I'll just text and find out when they're gonna actually go live, because is this is monumental. Not the
It's monumental.
DNA, the extortion, and Angelina's getting arrested. They said we ain't waiting on Wayne. We're gonna make our own skit. And if we said she about to be arrested, that's what we're doing. And it's just wild.
Well, listen, thank you, Angelina Cortez, for coming in here, for Ninja Watcher, for popping in. Thank you for Brodie. Okay, we got to listen. you got to make me a promise that you're gonna come back up here, especially when Angelina do something else crazy. Okay? Because they,
Oh
even though
yes,
we,
it's gonna get hot.
even though we can't stand the character, it's clear in the comments they love you. So
Oh, thank
so
you.
we're gonna make sure you come back up through here. That you that and maybe next time, because I think some people actually want to ask you some questions, and we might drop a link,
Yeah.
and let people talk to you and chat with you. So you want to
Also,
say?
they can always connect with me on my Instagram, which
Yeah,
is
give them your Instagram.
um yes, the only Angelina Cortez. The only Angelina Cortez is my IG, and I'm there. I prefer IG over Facebook all day because I just like to look at pictures. Like I'm just like post little quick videos and things like that. But I've been saying that you really inspired me to do more with my lives. So I just want to tell you
Really?
that
Oh, listen, do me one
I'm a
good favor.
Caroline.
Do you a Caroline? Oh,
I'm a Caroline.
listen, do me one good favor. Say my name is Angelina Cortez, and my phone went off.
My name is Angelina Cortez. And when my phone went off, I had to tune in to Deontay's reviews. You'll do good if you follow suit.
I love you, Angelina. I love
Man, much
y'all.
love to the Carolites, to the fam.
Love you. Y'all put an 8 in the comment for Angelina. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brodie. Thank you for everybody that's been watching. I love y'all. I gotta go see about my kids because I know they stressing my wife out right now while I'm doing this live. So I gotta go up
It's
there.
melatonin time.
It's
Melatonin time.
melatonin. When that melatonin go off, they going to sleep.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You are a gem. I love you all.
my wife in the comment. She my wife Mika Bear. She's in the comment. Wait a minute. I gotta do this. Gotta do this. Where's she at? Mika Bear 88. Where you at, boo? Oh man, I just seen it. She put an 8 in here.
Hey.
Where'd she go? Where'd she go? She's somewhere in here. I'm trying to find it. Y'all follow my wife on Instagram, Mika Bear
That's
88.
right.
MIKA Bear BEAR 88. Okay. If y'all like her reviews, listen, like, tag, share, subscribe to the
Yeah,
channel.
she's good.
Because she
She's
is
good.
phenomenal.
I'm gonna make sure I follow. Yes, she is. I really enjoy her perspective.
Yes. And it just happened so random. But thank you, Angelina. I love you. We're gonna
Yes,
have you
thank
back
you, my
on here.
love.
It's time to go to sleep and get me a piece of chicken. I love y'all.
Not the chicken. All right, love you all. Have a
Love
blessed
it.
one.
All right, y'all. All right, Carolites. I see y'all when I see y'all. I got to finish putting these reviews up from the skits today. But I love y'all. We out.